you, Jeff, for the first sound off. Um, I am going to, unless you'd rather me take this first, I
Uh,
will tell you that I am going to throw an audible into mine because of something that I said earlier in the week in defense of one of my players. So if you're cool with that, it's either way. Who do you want to have start this process?
I'm fine starting.
Okay,
And
cool.
mine is going to be quick and it's pretty lighthearted. We are adults. We should know how to spell and what words mean. YOUR is possessive. YOURE is you are. I don't know how people get dressed in the morning. And that's all I have to say. Learn how to spell.
I thought you were going to have the whiteboard for this section.
I have it written here, but I also have other notes that I probably should just leave.
Okay. Uh, how bad is Twitter grammar? Like, does it just bother you? Does it eat you up? Like, is it just a horrible
Listen,
experience when you
I'm
read these
I'm
tweets?
not here to be the grammar police. I really am not. And there's so many more that I could list off as a writer, but that one is so elementary, and it's not even Twitter. I see it all
Right.
the time. I see it every day. It's so irritating. Learn
When
how
I
to.
see these like these graphics or these posts about kids' offers and they misspell stuff, that eats at me. Like there's something about having like correct punctuation and grammar that matters. Um, it's not difficult. It's just not like
Again, not trying to be a grammar
yeah.
police, but trying to square. I digress. Let's hear what you
Listen, square it up, man. I'm here for it. So mine is going to be about the recruiting process. Um, I'll use one of my players as an example, but it's more about players like him that I think when we talked about 2 episodes ago, the pros and cons of the transfer portal, the greatest con to me is that regional recruiting for very talented young men and young women has really been negatively impacted. And the reason for that, I understand. I understand as a coach, especially at the collegiate level, I'm not in a situation like them. Like my job security is going to be based on being a great employee at the Burlington School as a whole, not whether or not I win basketball games or win state championships. Um, for college coaches, that's not the case. It's a win now world that they're in. Athletic directors are a lot less forgiving than they've ever been because money is on the line. And when you're starting to pay players and things like that get involved, the timeline for success becomes very quick. It is no longer a situation where you can really even let a kid develop 2 and 3 years and 4 years like it has been in the past. But I'm going to use one of my players as an example, and that is Drew Johnson. Drew Johnson, 5'11" guard, reclassed to us and is now in the class of 2026. Crafty lefty, strong decision maker, great passer, great shooter. Um, I'll be honest, Jeff, I just think he's really caught in the harshest part of the transfer portal, which is a kid that is kind of between levels, and I would say between positions. I think he's more than capable of being a combo guard and either playing point or being a shooting guard based on his ability to score the basketball. But the reality is, in so many conversations that I have right now with coaches, well, can he do this better? Can he do this better? Does he do this? And guys, here's the reality. This is a 3.5 kid, 3.5 GPA. He's going to be one of our captains, almost guaranteed. I would say near 100% certain. Has a great family, is committed, is currently going to take classes at Elon University to start his senior year. And the only feedback I'm getting on this is deficit related. Could he do this better? Could he do this better? Could he do this better? And guys, here's the reality, right? Within this recruiting world, I'm not here to tell a college coach how to do their job. I understand that that job is just there's so much stress that goes into it once you start making the product and the outcomes matter. Um, But is it not our job as coaches to help develop these young men? Like, if Drew Johnson or a player similar to him could do all the things you're asking, you're not getting him. That's these are the facts. You would not get him if he at 5'11 was consistently on the rim in games, if he averaged 7 assists or averaged like this is just nonsense. I mean, the greatest skill right now, what would you describe as like the skill that is truly most valuable in basketball? Just rattle off a few.
Shooting, rebounding, rim protection.
So let's just stop at shooting. Okay. There's no world in which you can look at him as a healthy player and say that that doesn't happen. This is the same player that when we played Davidson Day in the first game of the year last year had 26 points and made 7 3-pointers. And he's not making these threes on like bink, 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 bad shots. He's making them in the context of an offense coming off of double staggers, coming off of rescreens, hitting shots in the corner off of a secondary break. These are all things that are translatable. And to me, I understand what you're wanting is a little bit more. But when I'm looking at the levels of basketball and the conversations that I'm having, I'm not only frustrated for him, I'm frustrated for young people in general because to me, that is a product of the portal directly.
Sure.
It's can I get an older player who can do blank, blank, and blank better to increase the likelihood of a conference title or the most winningest season we've ever had, whatever the case may be. And I understand all that. I just wish for the sake of the young people in this space that we could come to a consensus or some sort of like, man, there's just something missing within these conversations right now, in my opinion. And again, this isn't just for Drew, because there's plenty of players who that applies to who don't have the grades, or there's plenty of players who, are not quite there, or they're in a situation that's not quite, like, I get all that. I just hate it for them. And that's why I'm saying this now, because I see the work that he's putting in, and I've seen young men really approach and pursue their dreams with this level of intensity and passion. And the greatest advice that I could give them is just keep running your race. Like what is meant for you is going to be for you. And regardless of what that level is, just know that it's a blessing and continue to pursue it. But I hate it for them. I'm disappointed for them because, man, it's a tough world out here in this recruiting space right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, shout out to Drew. My only comments on that topic is I think it's one of those things where Division twos and Division threes especially are just there's no motivation for them to recruit and offer kids this early because then it just incentivizes higher level programs to just snatch the kids that they want, see if they
Mm,
choose to want those kids. So I think it's one of those things where just the process itself for those programs has to be more of a drawn out, longer process. Obviously, you
sure.
want commitments in August, but um, you see a lot of these programs do a lot of their work behind closed doors, and then you see kids committed before you even know that they're offered or going on visits.
Yeah, I think that that makes complete sense. I also think that it is the responsibility of coach. Like, I really question whether or not I wanted to say something like this about it, but I think that that's the benefit of us doing this is like this now becomes a platform, right? This is no longer just like George gets on the phone with X, Y, and Z coach. No, if this is going to be a space we're in, then like let's address these issues because this isn't about just a player at TBS. This is about a greater conversation about recruiting culture as a whole. And again, like I'm not sitting here saying that like I'm a know-it-all or that you must do this, this, and that. Like no, that's not what this is about. It's just I'm acknowledging the fact that times have changed tremendously, and I feel for the kids who it's impacting, which is why my greatest advice is continue to put the work in, continue to be humble, continue to run your race. And what will be there for you will be there. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the third episode of Buckets and Banter. Um, Jeff, I don't know about you, but this has been one of my favorite episodes to film. I know that there's only been three of them, so that's not really the highest of high praise, but
Definitely my top three.
definitely in our top three. There you go. But we appreciate you guys. Just as a reminder, please like, subscribe, whether it be Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube. We really appreciate all the support that you guys have had so far, and we look forward to continuing to share kind of our thoughts moving forward in the next couple weeks. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.